We are connected through cooking in the All-South kitchen today with Trace Barnett, our good friend. Hello, sir.
Well, good morning.
So for folks, I know regular viewers know, but you live on a farm.
I do.
And you grow all kinds of things. This is your corn?
And this is my corn. And, you know, one of my favorite summer dishes is corn. And, you know, this is a great way to utilize it because once corn starts coming in, you know, that's your, like, bulk of your corn harvest.
Right.
And what works...
Doesn't last very long.
Doesn't last very long, but it sure is golden while it
lasts. Now, what kind are these?
These are peaches and cream corn.
Peaches and cream,
yeah,
okay.
and they're a little bit smaller this year than typical.
They do look a little small.
Yeah, I don't know why. We had tons of rain, but just they're equally as sweet, though.
Right.
And I will say, you know, you can buy corn kernels that are frozen. I'm actually, so I will freeze these just like this in the ear.
Okay.
And like throughout the year, I use these for cream corn, and they're perfect.
Okay, so this cream corn is, where did this recipe come from?
It's like my grandmommy.
I
and
knew
it's
it
like
was.
skillet corn. Fried corn's what we always called it, and I'm like, you know, we need to bring the skillet corn back.
I like it. Okay.
And, you know, the trick is all about cutting the corn off of the cob.
All right.
And, you know, fresh really is best for this, just simply because it has tons and tons of residual sugar and starch on there.
Yeah, and it kind of holds up differently.
It holds up, yeah. The texture is just, I don't know, it's just perfect.
Yeah.
So my trick is take a serrated bread knife, just like that,
all right,
and just start going right as close as you can to the base of that corn cob, just like that. And you know, I love when they fall off and like kernels like that. It's great for corn salads. So do the entirety of the cob. Now you probably remember your grandmother would take her knife and then rub it up the corn, and you would get the corn milk out. Now we're doing twofold here with this like really good serrated knife because it really pulls that starch out for us, and then it gets the whole kernel, so we're not really wasting any. And while we're talking about the cobs, you save these because, you know, you can make jelly out of these. But my favorite...
Really?
Oh, yeah, corn cob jelly is a huge thing. It's called when you're poor and you live on a farm. But what I like to do with these is make a corn broth or a stock. And you can use that anytime you need in place of vegetable stock. It has a little bit more flavor than water.
All right, perfect.
So we take our corn here and take it. You can do this in a bowl. Just make sure you can see the corn milk there already forming.
All right, now you had, is that onions?
An onion,
Cook down some onion.
3 tablespoons of butter. You're going to need about 6 to 8 ears of corn for this. Go ahead, remove all the kernels. And I always love to put an onion in mine. My grandmommy did too, and I just love that extra bit of flavor. So 3 tablespoons of butter. Throw in some extra bacon grease if you got that in there, because that always just makes it taste a little better. Now, you know, corn, this sweet corn like this always has to have tons of black pepper. That's like one of the ingredients.
My mother loved that too.
I mean, there's just nothing better than corn and black pepper. So lightly salt and pepper it. I mean, as far as this goes in terms of seasoning, we want the corn to really be the star.
Sure.
So, you know, pepper and butter is what you need. So I sprinkle this with just a little bit of sugar. Grandmommy always did. Even though the corn's sweet, it still just gives it that little bit of extra flavor. Also, too, if we had extra time, I would cook this for, you know, 4 to 5 minutes.
Okay.
I like mine to get a little bit caramelized, just to give it a little bit of color. And the sugar's going to help with that.
Do you ever cover it or no?
Never cover it, but just always kind of stay around it. You may have to add a little bit more butter because there's so much residual sugar and starch in there, it can stick.
All right, we got about 1 minute.
We're about to wrap up. Perfect. So heavy cream or just regular old milk.
Okay.
And I pour that in and bring that to like a low simmer.
You like heavy cream better?
I like heavy, half and half I actually really like too. Especially if it's fresh corn because it doesn't make it too thick.
Okay.
And plus if you're eating it later, it kind of reserves it to where it don't just turn hard on you.
Okay.
So we want to cook this down and it's going to start to thicken. Now this is what I'm going to throw in here. So I have just a little bit of all-purpose flour. Now if you are using like a corn that you buy that's frozen, you're going to want to thicken that with a little bit of flour. Okay. And you just sprinkle that right over the corn.
So you don't need it because
you just sprinkle it right over it. Yeah, just like that, and just stir that in, and that will thicken it up just perfectly for you. And you know, other additions you could throw in some herbs, you could throw in a little bacon, it's cheese, whatever you want.
Perfect. So classic Southern style cream corn. We'll have this posted for you on our website, WBR, so you can use the QR code and go right to the recipes. And
it just don't get much better than corn sizzling away on a Tuesday morning.
But like you said,
Wednesday morning.
Yeah. There's the QR code there if you want to scan that. We'll take a break. We'll be right back. Trace Barnett, everybody. Thank you so much.
QR code, and I need a calendar.